in the sewer. Let's go. I come back. Every year I get brighter. If you thinking hip hop is alive, hold up your life.
Did not know until about 1989 pertaining to Britain. Again, I was rhyming from my block, my street, which was very small. It was one block. 139th Street and Millbrook Avenue. That's who I was rhyming for. It was a place called Millbrook Projects. And there were Jamaicans, Haitians, Cubans, I mean, a whole Latino community was there. You could not help but walk down the street and, you know, hear a Jamaican talking or hear a Puerto Rican speaking his tongue or her tongue. You grew up around multi-cultures. You could not function in New York unless you knew something of Jamaicans, something of Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Cubans, Southern blacks.
No one ever mentions Asians. It's really unusual. No one ever mentions Asians.
And you want to hear something even evil? I'm Asian.
See, there's a little bit of judgment in the family there. You know, so it's like, why is he sounding Jamaican? Why doesn't he sound like he's from Christchurch?
Because, again, I grew up, well, I was born in Brooklyn, by the way. And I was born in Brooklyn when Jamaican immigrants were coming into Jamaica, coming into Brooklyn heavily. And so go back now to the first part of your question, because the last part kind of was interesting when you said, because of course in Britain, you guys are just dance hall, like this is like dance hall capital, okay? But in Brooklyn, it was new, it was fresh. American blacks were not listening to reggae. It was not on our radar at all. Earth, Wind and Fire, Isley Brothers, Diana Ross, and not the Supremes. That was the 60s. Diana Ross had her own thing through the 70s and 80s. Michael Jackson, obviously. No, Prince wasn't there yet. Prince wouldn't come till later. We're talking we're talking like, when you say influence on me, 75, 76. Right? Prince is 79, Purple Rain.
No, 79 is I Want to Be Your Lover.
I want to be. I want to be your Right. But this was the music that we were listening to. 1975, Bob Marley comes to New York. He was an opening act for Stevie Wonder. He played in Madison Square Garden. I couldn't go, I was too young, and we couldn't afford it. But the next day, everybody in Brooklyn was Rasta. Everybody in Brooklyn. The next day, Bob Marley did such damage to New York City. He converted the whole place. He converted everything. People went in with Stevie. First of all, look at Stevie Wonder. This is an icon. First of all, we're dealing with Stevie Wonder, okay? This guy is beyond, okay? When Bob Marley got done with Stevie put out a song called Master Blaster. The beats and everything because of Bob Marley. Bob Marley did that song, we're jamming, hope you like jamming. That was like, oh, you like jamming. People were just like, oh, and Stevie Wonder was inspired by that and did his song, Master Blaster, on Bob Marley. And this is the impact that we were having. I was 10, 1975, I was 10. Running around Brooklyn, and when Bob Marley came, reggae was accepted in New York. And from that moment on, he would come back later with this album called Rastaman Vibration. Rastaman Vibration, yeah, positive. This
Was that the second wave of
This is the
Jamaican
second wave of
Jamaican
This is the second.
yeah.
And along with Bham came people like Yellow Man, people like Michigan Smiley with the most dangerous diseases. We talking about the elephantitis. This was Brooklyn. This was Brooklyn. This is it. Nothing else was being played after Bob Marley came that day. And so my mother, go back to your question again, she was the beginning of the influence. My mother is a brilliant, brilliant woman. Crazy, insane. We don't even get along, me and my mother. I think she's out of her mind. But this woman is the goddess in my life. She is the one, give you a little background on her. Her name is Jacqueline. So,
Okay, good.
yeah, just take that. Jacqueline Parker is her name. She had two boys, me and my brother Kenny. And she had us in the 60s. And in the 60s, an unwed mother was not the thing to be. You were ostracized in society. Nothing like today. In that sense, but back then, women even felt a bit of anxiety having children without a father or a man or husband, really a husband that they can claim was the father of their children. This was a big deal in the 60s. My mother was one of these women that was way ahead of her time and was like, no, I can raise my boys on my own. These men are a waste of time. She used to tell us all the time, like, these dudes are a waste, and it's funny because she's talking to two young black men, and she used to say, but you're not gonna grow up, and she used to say, you're not gonna be sniffling, whining black men. Sniffling, whining, I don't know what is sniffling?
Well, that's your weak will.
Right, I looked that word up, sniffling, and it doesn't exist.
But it existed in the pocket.
But it always existed in many mothers' mouths of that day. But she told us specifically that's not what she wanted for us. And she took us to Black Panther meetings. She kept Malcolm X blazing through the house, pictures of Dr. King on the wall, Marcus Garvey every day. We was hearing something from him. That's all I remember from the time I was born. I've never been outside of authentic black culture, ever, in my life. Even when I didn't want that, because when you're young, you're like, well, I gotta hear about Marcus again. Well, I gotta hear about, you want to go outside and play, do your thing. But my mother was on us. She was on us and was like saying, nah, this is what it is. And when we would make mistakes, it was funny, what we called mistakes, she would praise us for. And what we thought we were doing right, we get smacked in our head.
Every year I get newer. I'm the dust on the moon. I'm the trash in the sewer. Let's go. I come back. Every year I get brighter. If you thinking hip hop is alive, hold up your lighter.
Let's go. Really care if they did. I mean, I still don't, but I understand the importance of people understanding. I do understand that. But at 20, I could care less whether you understand or not. Basically, I'm the greatest MC. Shan's whack. This is criminal. That's all I'm thinking of. Okay, and that's it. So we put the album forward, and we knew. Now let me even take it even further into this knowing things. Okay, I'm a metaphysician by trade. My branch of philosophy is metaphysics. Okay, the study of reality, the study of first causes. Okay. So we named the album Criminal Minded. Actually, Scott named the album Criminal Minded. And I knew right then and there the power of the word. The Greeks call it the power of the logos. The word. The things you said come back to you. You speak your reality into existence. Okay? Now I knew that. criminal-minded. Just to show you how the spiritual life works as well. You could know Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad all day. Are you walking the path is the question. I had profound spiritual knowledge at 20. I had read everything by 20. Been to every mosque, every synagogue, every temple, every church. I've been there, been in it. Sat down. But when it came time for me to survive, none of that mattered. The mind creates its own reality. This is what we cannot escape. Whatever you choose to think will be your life. And we don't take that seriously enough. We really don't. And again, it's a weird thing to say because this is an issue of character. If a young child believes in Santa Claus, why is you as the adult going to take away that joy? You're an adult. You know Santa Claus ain't real, especially the white one. You know that ain't real. It's Coca-Cola. Come on. But your young kid, your young black kid, wants to see an old, heavy-set white dude with a white beard. Your black kid says, this is my dude right here. I'm waiting for Christmas, Mom. You're not going to let Christmas go by. And I don't want a black Santa Claus. I want the one that I see every day. You, mother, you know what the deal is. But your children's happiness as well as maturity is at stake. Do you give them the truth right then and there on December 24th? Or do you go, and go through the whole thing? This is the hard job of the philosophy. As I sit with you right now, there are so many things that I would like to say to the public that they are not ready for. You don't want to hear it. It's too crazy. Like, okay, just an example, and don't stretch this out. It's not the question. Slavery never existed. you see, I'm just gonna throw something at you. Okay? Slavery never existed. No black people were slaves. Because if slavery existed then, it still exists now. We call it employment today. We call it employment. We call the master the boss now. But nothing about the society in which we live has changed except technology.
Also, an element of participation and free will. There's a big difference between being able to leave your place of employment and being under threat of death.
You still are. You can't leave your place of employment or you'll die.
Financially, all the time.
That's the new God now. We can't do anything without money. So leave your job, you die. It's slavery still.
I want you to hold that enormous thought.
We wasn't supposed to be there.
Well,
Every year I get newer. I'm the dust on the moon. I'm the trash in the sewer. Let's go. I come back. Every year I get brighter. If you thinking hip hop is alive, hold up your lighter. Let's go.
Well, there will always be anthems like Sound of Blues. The younger generation today, today's 20-year-old, let's say, today's 20-year-old is going to come up with another anthem. I can almost guarantee that because these songs are not written for commercial success. They're not written for that reason. They're written for your people, and your people, not just black people that are sick of that kind of conduct from the police, and it's really all. It really goes across the board. Why do you only see black people being beaten, robbed, and shot on the TV. That's a different discussion that has to do with actually something you had brought up to me earlier about the idea that we never see white bodies in mass dead. We only see black bodies in mass dead. In the Middle East, or whatever, the world, the globe. You can see black bodies hanging from trees. Even in history, they're quick to show black man, black woman, black man, black woman burned to death. Well, the same thing happened to white people. In fact, more of it happened to white people in the United States. More white people were lynched in the United States than blacks. But the image that is put forward is that blacks are lynched more than whites. 12 Years a Slave, brilliant movie, great movie, along with Rosewood, Glory, Roots. But all of these movies go to 12 Years a Slave. In the movie, you have a black woman being whipped against a tree post, against a tree. And the whipping was so brutal, and it was showing this, okay, where this is film. This is American entertainment. Really global entertainment, but let's just keep it right there in the United States. This is what people want to see. In Hollywood, or when you're a director or a writer, no matter how controversial you want to be, you still have to be entertained. So even if you pick up a controversial concept, like slavery, like a black woman being beat against a tree because she wanted a bar of soap. So you say, okay, we feel this. All she wanted was a bar of soap. She's on the tree getting whipped. We are, well, let me even go deeper. African Americans sat there, watched the black woman get beat against the tree, and did absolutely nothing. Now, we would say, well, Chris, it's a movie. What are you going to do in a movie? Punch the white guy next to you? What are you going to do in a movie, okay? No, that's of course that's crazy, but here's the point. We have become so objective to our own existence.
Or to the objectification of black bodies.
No, we are objective to black bodies. We are trained to approach our oppression as if it's someone else. We actually watch Eric Gardner, let's say. I can't breathe. Or anyone else. Trayvon, anybody. We still are watching. It's still entertaining. The only way it wouldn't be entertaining is if one of us or many of us went to, say, the precinct. So let's say we went to Rikers Island off New York City. Rikers Island there. So we all go to Rikers Island and we surround the prison. 10,000 black folk with guns. We go and surround the prison. And we're going to camp out, and they're going to bring the National Guard, and some of us may actually get shot, but we're going to stand here. The same way we march and picket in the street. Why don't we go march and picket in front of the jails and the prisons and say, as Africans, we are not going to participate in this system until our people are free. If we're not doing that, then now let's back up. Because everything then is entertainment. Everything is all entertainment. We can watch our mother get beat on the silver screen. We can even get an award for it. In fact, the young lady got an award for it. And for that scene, Denzel Washington, I thought was thought he was Malcolm. I thought Denzel Washington was Malcolm X. That's not where he got his Academy Award. Oh, when he got Training Day. Now, his performance in Training Day was hot as well. That was an excellent performance. But his Malcolm X performance not only meant more, as a story, it meant more. But also, here you have Denzel in two distinct roles that are opposite to one. Here you have Malcolm X, and this dude is playing, you know, a corrupt cop, corrupting a rookie cop. Okay? Totally different from Malcolm. Malcolm didn't stand for that. The same actor plays two roles. The one that Hollywood gives him the Academy Award was him as a thug and a criminal. Black people gotta wake up and realize.
I come back. Every year I get newer. I'm the dust on the moon. I'm the trash in the sewer. Let's go. I come back. Every year I get brighter. If you thinking hip hop is alive, hold up your lighter. Let's go.
Because, wait a minute. First of all, so with that I wrote a statement. Because a lot of people felt that I was insensitive, that my remarks, like I said, you know, I could care less, I don't care, you know, and I really don't. Like,
What is it you don't care? You don't care about the victim's statement, or you don't care about the narrative that's followed?
let me go deep into it then. There is a professional statement that I can make that's sincere. And that's the statement that I actually made. Afrika Bambaatta has to deal with Afrika Bambaatta. The accusations made against him are made against him. They're not made against hip-hop. On top of that, nothing that Afrika Bambaatta did within and for hip-hop is to be taken away from him because of these accusations. Now, many people felt that that was insensitive. They said, you know, what, I should, you know, I guess, join the bandwagon of people that was incriminating Afrika Bambaatta. My issue is that, first of all, we're talking about accusations. That's what we're talking about. Afrika Bambaatta himself says, they're all liars, and this is not the truth. This is not the case. He vehemently disagrees with this. His lawyer has put out statements. They're ready to start suing people. Bham is against this. The other four people, though, they came forward. No, this is real. This is true. Now, we're sitting here with no evidence, no conviction, nothing but accusations.
Right, but one of the things that we have to bear in mind is that I know you're saying that these allegations are against the individual, not against the culture.
Right.
But it's the culture that actually, if these allegations are true,
Yeah.
that's added to their reticence in coming forward. A hyper-masculine culture whereby abuse can be argued away. Oh, you know, she's of age, look what she was wearing. And there's also a great deal of ignorance. If there's same-sex abuse, allegations, you're saying he's gay.
Right.
Sexual orientation and abuse are often definable solely by the individual. What we have to bear in mind is that not everybody comes forward at the time, because we broadly don't know the trauma that's been enacted upon them. Okay? I'm with you. I'm a journalist, I know. Right.
Yes,
But,
okay.
okay, so we have to,
Granted.
I think what we have to bear in mind is that there is also the reality that people who matter a great deal and have met and have actually narrated, have soundtracked our lives. An allegation like that can completely destabilize our perception of who they are.
Why?
Because,
They're human.
yeah, but then so why do you care less?
Because they're human.
So you think
They're human.
so if they're human and is a part of being human, being humane to those who have the courage to step forward into an enormous arena.
You know, these people work for the FBI. This is a whole different thing we're dealing with. You When you're talking about Afrika Bambaatta, first of all, you're talking about the person who invented hip hop, not participated in it. There was no hip hop before Afrika Bambaatta. Let's start there. So anyone who has a problem with Afrika Bambaatta should quit hip hop.
What you've got to, I've just got to state too that you cannot just dismiss.
No, dismiss it. No.
But when you say you could care less, that's exactly how it is.
No. Let me tell you what I can care less about. Accusations and gossip. KRS does not get involved in that. Show me the evidence, and I will definitely have justice done.
But if it's historical, the evidence is very hard to acquire.
Then why say?
But because of the culture upon which you'd have to enter to actually confess such a.
No, confession is to a minister and a priest. When you have a leader, when you are out to destroy your own leadership, others that do read and do study and are on the front lines of the revolution itself, like me, you don't take accusations lightly. Now, no, I will say unequivocally right here, right now, I hope for healing, as I wrote in my statement, I hope for healing for everyone involved. First, for those who are accusing Afrika Bambaatta. Accusing. No evidence, no convictions. Okay, but we will at least give you the benefit of the doubt. You made these accusations against Afrika Bambaatta. Okay, no problem. Bam, deal with that.
I just think, for balance, that everything, both perspectives, should be given a respectful acknowledgement.
Not against Afrika Bambaatta. They're not Afrika Bambaatta.
No one's untouchable.
No, yes we are. We have to learn that. No, we have to learn that. Our leadership has to be untouchable, or they're not leaders. They have to. Here's an example. Right now in America, there's a robust election going on between Trump and Hillary Clinton. Bernie Sanders just burnt millions of people that were voting. Millions, okay? He just sided with Hillary Clinton, okay? Do you see the game that's being played against us? Put us to the side. We have our own little petty differences and this, that, and the other, and so on. Okay. But check out who wants to kill us. Check out who's shooting at us. Check out who's locking us up. You see how they do their leadership? Their leadership rapes people, kills people, does all lies to people, lies to the American public, and they still go, but wait, we could debate their shortcomings, but they still the leader. And this is what black people do not understand. We never understood it, and it's time that at least hip hop understands this. Some of us are infallible. Some of us are going to have to be untouchable, or our entire culture is going to fall. Yeah. Our culture cannot fall on the accusations of 4 people. That's weak. It almost has. It almost has, because we don't realize how the FBI and the NSA and the CIA and these people are trying to destroy us. So if you know that you have government and corporate agencies trying to destroy, first of all, not only are they trying to destroy us, they're trying to destroy Afrika Bambaatta. Okay, they're trying to kill him. Now everybody else that sees Bam as a, Planet Rock and this, that, and the other, I studied with Bam. I worked with Bam, knew him for 30 years. Okay? These accusations, yo, Bam, you got to deal with that. And that's my dude, okay? Bam is my friend, that's my dude. You still gonna have to deal with that.
I accept that, but I also...
I come back. I come back. I come back. come back.